Friday today, and it's already almost 3 in the afternoon, and I haven't really worked a lot today yet because I had a friend who is also a jewelry maker, Tamara. She came over to my studio to check out this new space, and we went out for lunch. Yeah, it took a little longer than planned, but yeah, it was super nice to see her again. I hope, since my studio is in Antwerp now, I will meet more jewelers, because for those of you who don't know, Antwerp has diamond district. Everybody who makes jewelry in this area often has to visit Antwerp because of suppliers, stone setters, or whatever. That's something I really like about this city. I started with the soft red wax to make a quick sketch, and then I used the black wax to make better versions, but then I shared it on Instagram already. As you can see, I don't know if I can show it. Yes, like that. These little hands also make a heart shape, and this wasn't really my plan. When I'm in the flow of making, there are just things like this happening all the time. I think this is such a cute idea that I will also be adding this to my upcoming collection. Hi, it's Tuesday, almost time to leave my studio. I have been making these wax faces for pretty much all day, and it feels like I haven't done anything. And that is something that I get a lot, and I think it's because making jewelry, you are working on something that is very small. I don't know, it often really feels like, what have I done today? I can hold it in one hand and it looks like it's nothing, and I always imagine, what if I was a painter? I could, work all day and make like a big painting or fill pages and pages. That doesn't happen. But I know it's also because I'm in the beginning of new designs, and it always takes more time. And then once they are all finished, all these pieces together, we'll make a small collection, and then I know what I have been doing all those days. So, yeah. It's based off something I did when I was still studying jewelry design, and then it was a ring for a whole hand, but now I want to make a bracelet out of it, and I changed some of the faces because I didn't really like them anymore, and also because my technique improved and I wanted to have more variation. I want it to have this massive piece in the front, and then here I want to make some kind of chains and a lock system. I really don't like the back side of this. It's already going to be a very heavy piece. I think I just want to put some funny words or just something that if you turn it around, it makes you smile. That's what these kind of pieces are to me. They are a reminder of not taking everything too serious. I just want to make one piece like this because it's really time consuming, so I have to ask a correct price for it. So that makes me wonder if I would ever sell it, but I really wanted to make it. So I want to make the other pieces more affordable. Okay, I have been talking enough now. I am going to leave my bench like this actually. I don't want to clean up because then I will miss my bus, and I want to give my kids a good night kiss, so I have to go now. Bye. Hi guys, it's Friday. Now I'm going to finish the wax pieces I told you about. It's going to be a very short day because I also have to pick up the kids from school today. Yeah, I really want to have that Friday afternoon, evening quality time with them. And maybe I'm going to put the camera down because there are some things that I haven't told you yet. Wait. I think I already told you that the figures and the faces collection that I am creating now in wax, I want to have them finished by March 11th. That's when I want to launch them, so I have to finish them earlier, of course. I want to launch them on my website on that specific date because that's my birthday, and it's also the 8th birthday of Kornelia. That date is also a deadline for me because I want to take out other jewelry that is on my website now, because I will be launching a new brand probably by the end of April or beginning of May. Since I feel like there are two genres of jewelry in my webshops and in my collections now. You have the sculptural, figurative, and mostly there's a lot of noise outside. So at one side you have the sculptural and playful pieces that to me feel like they represent the brand Kornelia, because like I told you earlier this week, I create those kind of pieces to remind myself and people who wear this jewelry to not take everything so serious. It's just life. I really need that reminder, and I'm sure a lot of other people really need that reminder as well. But then there is this other part, which is all the natural jewelry that has like real details from nature, and it represents totally different values. I really like both those styles, but I also feel like it's not clear to a customer what my brand is all about, because it's about a lot of things. I made a decision to launch a new brand, and the moment I saw all the answers coming in from the survey I did with my customers and all the questions and polls I did on my Insta stories, people really told me that they were following me or buying from me for one or the other. But rarely there are people who like both styles. I know a lot of people have a clear vision on their brand much sooner. When I was starting, I was turning 24. I just graduated from studying jewelry design in an art school, so I didn't know a lot about business and I didn't know a lot about branding and all of that. And I just started and figured it out along the way. My start was very, very slow. I don't regret any of it, but I would do a lot of things different now. I feel like I could have done the launching of a new brand and all of that sooner. 4 or 5 years ago, I was starting to see a vision for my brand, but then I got pregnant with our twins, and it just made me go in some kind of autopilot on my job. I really don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I am really happy that I took some pressure off of not being totally focused on my business, but being focused on my body, then on my kids, and still surviving with my business. Even though it has been very hard at times, I am going to be honest about that. Yes, it has been very hard, but that's a totally different topic. So it took me quite some years to get here and to get my vision more clear for my brand, but I don't really mind. I think that's a good thing, because along the way I have learned so much, and I am sure that I am going to use all that knowledge now. So before I bring my wax models to the casters, there are a few things to keep in mind. The first thing is that I weigh my pieces and then I calculate how much it will cost me to cast them in silver. Some people have been asking me, how do you calculate that? And it's different for every company, so I would really suggest to ask your casters. And then I am always checking if it's not too thin. I have, wait a minute, this tool that I use, for example, here, and then at the back I can see how thick a piece is, and then I can see if I have to make it thinner or maybe it's not thick enough. You have to make sure that a piece is strong enough. Of course, you can always take a little bit more off when it's casted, but in wax it's way faster. And then on some pieces you might want to see if the texture is okay everywhere. I used quite of a hard wax and all melted it with the warm wax tool. The surface of these pieces is already very smooth. I also put the sprues on it. You could also ask the casters to do that for you, but then of course you will have to pay extra, but it's so easy to do it yourself. You just need a roll of wax wire. The wax wire I have here has a diameter of about 3 millimeters. You have to think about what would be the best place for this. You have to try to imagine how the metal will flow through. So how do I do this? Because the wax doesn't stick together. It sticks a little bit, as you can see, but not good enough. So I'm going to melt a little bit of the wax, and I just melt those pieces together. And I also think about the place where I put the sprue. I am always making sure that it's also a spot that is easy to do the touch-ups once it's casted. So I'm going to end the studio vlog here. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!